This episode was filmed at my friendly local game store. Please support your friendly local game stores. Hello YouTube and welcome back to the Drunken Kobold. Today we are looking at Icons of the Realms, the Yawning Portal. This thing is monstrous. It is huge, and when I say much assembly required, it is much assembly required. But since there is a lot to cover here, let's dive in. This is the Yawning Portal fully assembled. This takes quite a bit of time to put together. I'd say about an hour and a half to 2 hours to be able to get everything nice, neatly organized. This entire floor, the entire base floor, is made out of Warlock Tiles. There are 16 4x4 double-sided tiles, so if you wanted the Yawning Portal to have a stone floor, you can. And there are also 4 2x8 floor tiles that go along the sides, so that way you can clip these windows on here. Speaking of clipping, these are clippable to your base Warlock Tiles sets. They do not need to be used exclusively with the Yawning Portal, which I think is absolutely fantastic. One detail that I want to take a look at is that the well is in fact removable from the base to create an open concept. You can take this section off right here and build a wall across to be able to have a unique inn that is not the Yawning Portal. This is fully compatible with the Warlock Tiles kitchen and tavern set, as well as all the other Warlock Tiles scatter terrain sets that we have gotten to date. So I think that this is absolutely great. And the other thing about this is you can build it much bigger if you want. You are not limited in size due to the fact that this uses Warlock Tiles. Want to build it farther off the side before you put these walls on? You can do that. Want to build it farther off the back? You can also do that. But one thing that I want to note is that there is not enough of these 2-inch walls to circle the entire perimeter of the building. If you want to have a complete wall, you are going to need a town and village kit for the full height walls, which I think is a little disappointing considering the price tag on this set. All of the pieces that you see in here are Warlock scatter terrain, which I think is great because when you own Warlock scatter terrain, you can add more and more to this. Let's take the lid off here for a sec and take a look at what is below here also. So over here in the corner, you have a stage where performers can perform their acts and entertain the Yawning Portal. You could have a band of bards up there if you so desired. Over here, we have the bar, and that is a beautiful bar, much, much better than the bar that we got in the tavern set, but is also compatible with the tavern set if you wanted to add pieces to it. And there we have our Lonely Durnan, the proprietor miniature. There is a variety of stuff that is coming out for the Yawning Portal set. I believe that there is 3 separate scatter terrain sets and miniatures so that you can populate this entire bar so that it would look like how it would if your adventurers were visiting from Waterdeep. One thing I want to point out is that the fireplace is fully working. You can have a variety of settings on your fire there to be able to have it flickering, burning in and out, or a steady roaring flame like I have now. There's also logs that you can put in there to have it not lit. So that is a much better fire than we got in the tavern set and in the kitchen set. These staircases, they are beautifully sculpted, but I do wish that they had a bit more variety in their color. For instance, you can look at the rope that they have tied around each post on the staircase, and it just looks like wood. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more variety of color to be able to distinguish those pieces, but these stairs are beautifully sculpted. And I think that this part of the tavern is absolutely fantastic. Now, let's take a look at the ceiling piece, the second floor. The second floor has a total of 4 rooms, but if you wanted to use your Warlock tiles and create a kind of a raised level, you could redo these rooms in any way you wanted. And like, look at these beds. These are the beds that I believe came in the tavern set, just with an alternate color and the Yawning Portal branding on them. But damn, these are pretty. This is solid plastic, unlike the original design that Wizkids had put out, where we got 2 additional floors to the ground floor, but they were made of cardboard. So I much rather this hard plastic than the cardboard that was originally announced. Now, I'm going to point out one flaw of this. We're just going to try and get that balanced there really quickly. Take these off. So then we hopefully don't lose any pieces, because this is not going to be an easy set to replace if we do. If you look on top of each of the pillars and the staircases, there is a knob on there that I think was fully intended to be clippable into the base of the floor, but that is not the case. I would have loved if this had clips to put those knobs in, so that way this could be positioned at its most sturdiest points. But overall, I think that going with the hard plastic over the cardboard was a great call from Wizkids. Lastly, let's look at the well here. The well has this piece of cardboard here that you can take out of the well, and you get an actual depth illusion here thanks to the mirror. And the inside of that well lights up, but batteries aren't included, so you are going to have to get batteries separately. Also, the lowering mechanism does not actually work. That is completely stationary. So yeah, that is the Yawning Portal. All in all, there is over 200 pieces here. This is assembled just like Warlock tiles using your Warlock clips. Now, this set advertises these as Warlock clips. It comes with the easy clips, so do not fret. You're going to be able to assemble this beast with ease. Setting up the display that you see on the back of the box, you have quite a few pieces left over. And like I said, there is additional scatter terrain sets coming out that are just going to make this look even better. So now, what is the price point on this? You might be wondering. If Warlock tile boxes usually run about $100 a box. This beast rings in at $400 Canadian. $400 for what is effectively a handful of unique pieces and a variety of Warlock scatter terrain reprints. So that is a huge disappointment, is that there isn't more unique pieces here for the price. And I much rather would have seen this part here, the main body of the floor, be a solid piece that you can clip these on, but then also leave it as a solid piece open concept floor. And lastly, like I said, I would have loved if these could clip into the base of the floor at its most sturdiest points so that it sits here with ease. All in all, I think that this is still an absolutely gorgeous set. The lack of stability pieces on the floor and the price point are what kills this set. So this is definitely a set that if you're going to get, be aware that you are going to be spending a lot of money. But that said, I give this set a solid 8 out of 10, and depending on what the rest of the scatter terrain is to complement it, I may even bump this up to a 9 out of 10. But I gotta wait for that scatter terrain to come so that I can review it as well. The Yawning Portal technically releases tomorrow, so I know many of you won't have had a chance to use it yet, but once you have, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments down below. If you feel I deserved it, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And in the meantime, cheers, and may the rolls be with you.